Good afternoon. I'm Pratap Singh Gaikwad and welcome to another episode of the Buggy Khana. This is a very special episode because this one has been building up for a grand unveil. And this afternoon we're at Jatin's workshop in Andheri. To unveil a car that we have been working on for the last couple of months. This was a car we sort of purchased in the month of August. We had a lot of debate as to what we would be planning on doing, made up our mind, and off we came to Jatin's workshop. So without wasting much time, please follow me and let's go to the car. Afternoon, Jatin.
Afternoon, sir.
Welcome to the Buggy Khana.
Thank you.
Dhruv,
Afternoon.
welcome back to the Buggy Khana.
My absolute pleasure.
I mean, I shouldn't be saying welcome to Buggy Khana anymore
Ah.
because I think now you're going to be part of the Buggy Khana.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
One project down and many more to
Many
go.
more to go.
We've been working for this one for some time,
Correct.
right? We were able to get hold of this car sometime in August.
Correct. And we only started working, I think, in September.
That's right.
Correct.
So September to end of November, I mean, it's quite a quick turnaround.
Very quick turnaround. Yeah.
You know, so a few months in the making, and we've sort of transformed what I would call a bit of an ugly duckling into a swan.
Correct.
Yeah.
Agreed. Well, see, the currently which has been done, I love it, but it is a kind of a build which someone will absolutely love it, or someone might just hate it, say, oh, you have ruined the originality.
Yeah.
But considering, since it is a tribute car, not without revealing to our viewers what we have actually done before we open our covers, it's a tribute car and we have tried to do as authentic as possible, considering our modern age
Yeah.
modification also, which we have done certain ways to keep it modern. I think we have nailed it quite well.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't think we've devalued it in any way.
Not at all.
If anything, in my opinion, I think we've added value. Like you said, it's a tribute. We've been honest to the tribute as well.
Correct.
We had to overcome some challenges to get here, so we did that, and so I think we've done well, and it is a build that has been done for me and for myself. So
Correct.
I mean,
So it doesn't really matter about the
I
value.
mean, I would love it that if everyone else likes it too, but
Fair
I
enough.
definitely loved it.
I personally love it.
Yeah.
Because it's something real. I like to do something which is like out of the box builds.
Yeah.
Like this. Not something which everyone can think of, or even if they think, or even if we suggest, they won't do it either.
Correct.
So,
And again, it wasn't something that was pre-planned.
Not at all.
Because, you know, the car was available, we had a conversation, we were able to do a deal on the car
Correct.
after a lot of discussions. And then when the deal actually happened is when I started thinking that, did I really want this car? You know, what am I actually going to do with this car?
correct.
That does happen sometimes.
Yeah, you know, it just, and then I started thinking, and then you go to your favorite friend, which is YouTube,
Yeah.
and you start sort of researching
Uh-huh.
on this car, and I was trying to figure out, and this thing, we had a few conversations where Jatin actually recommended that we should look at a sort of an AMG style
Correct.
tribute.
Correct.
So we thought of that as well, and then I thought, you know, AMG sort of has been done a lot.
Correct. In other body styles and also in the 1, 2, 3. So why not do something different?
Correct. So
Correct.
it was. So then I was like, you know, I mean, that was not something, and I sort of stumbled upon the Carlson,
Correct.
and it actually had everything that I like in a sort of a sports car. You know, it had that rally noise, it had the wide body. You know, I mean,
The wheels,
it's
the
very
stance.
difficult to do wide body and
Correct.
very difficult to get it.
Makes it stand out a lot from the other AMGs and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And also, I think this model, there aren't that many of them also in the country.
Not really.
So again, the chances of somebody else doing another one like this would possibly almost
I would not. I don't
happen.
think so. If anyone would be doing this again.
Yeah. So it then, you know, sort of brings about that level of uniqueness to it as well.
Absolutely. I've been imagining it since we've been talking. I've been imagining what the final thing. So I've been waiting to see this.
Yeah, and I haven't been sending you all the pictures
yeah.
because we had said, let's try and keep this as close to our chest
The
as hard as
suspense has been
possible.
building.
I hope it's been worthy of the suspense.
I'm sure it will be. I have a strong feeling it will be.
So good, and it's also the timing. We started the build, and then obviously the Mercedes-Benz Classic Car event
Correct.
was announced,
Correct.
and then we sort of shifted, saying that this would be a great platform
Correct.
for us to sort of
it
complete
off.
the project and unveil it
Correct.
on this this thing. So the timing was there, but we were always sort of a bit against the gun as well, because
Correct.
it was not a very long timeline.
Correct.
So I mean, I'm glad we were able to do it. I know you haven't slept in the last couple of nights getting
Nothing
it done.
new again.
And I am a bit envious because you have had a trial run in this already, which I haven't as yet.
Correct.
So good.
And I think even you are equally excited because yesterday night when I'm sending photos at 3 o'clock in the night, you're still replying to it. So
It was way past my bedtime, but
Correct.
But yeah, I just couldn't sleep. I had it
obviously.
on my mind all through the night.
Correct.
Are you ready?
Looking forward.
Okay.
Chalo.
Okay, guys. So what do you guys think?
Wow. It's better than what I was thinking here.
Dhruv?
Much better than what I was imagining.
Yeah?
Absolutely love it.
So
So you can count me in the ones who love it.
Okay, good.
I love the rally front with the CB lights and the whole aggression of it is.
Yeah. There's a lot of research we had to do, a lot of part sourcing. I think that was one of the things that I actually enjoyed working with you on as well, is the fact that you also did a lot of homework and research.
Correct.
I mean, that was clearly evident that
Correct.
whenever we were having a conversation, you had already sort of,
Envisioned it before.
you had done that work. So it worked really well. But yeah.
It's come out brilliant.
Thank you.
So Jatin, if you could just sort of run us through some of the features.
So while doing the build, when we got the brief that we are doing the Carlson build, one of the biggest and the key feature are the wheel arches. So if you there are many people who do wheel arches. Most of them do in fiberglass
Absolutely,
or something
yeah.
Bondo.
Yeah.
But this is purely out of metal.
Oh wow.
So the fenders have been cut, the new arches have been made, and they have been welded back on, and then all the required treatments, undercoatings, everything has been done as per that. So
Wow.
it looks as original as it can be. Then as a part of the entire package, and since the wheel arches are so big, the strips have been completely deleted off. So the clean waistline is there now. Same goes for the back. The key other area was to find the right wheels, because a right wheels can make or break a project.
Absolutely, that's true.
Correct. So we are very lucky that one of my very good contacts in the UK had these set of alloy wheels for sale. These are original Royal wheels, which are period correct to those days. They are exactly the same design.
And period correct to this car.
Period correct to the Carlson build as well.
Oh wow.
Only difference being the original Carlson wheels were more wider and these are slightly narrower. And we chose to go that way purely because you can't find tires for such wide wheels in 16-inch format.
That's
today.
true.
I was quite keen to have actually the wider wheels. We had a lot of debate on that at least the rear should be really massive.
Staggered in the rear.
Yeah.
Correct. But even for these wheels, with great effort and lot of finding, we could find the tires for it. Like for example, just to go on tires, if you are speaking, rear is a 255/50 R16. On a 16-inch, finding 255 section is almost impossible.
It's
to
a very
address.
odd number
It is not
to
there.
find actually.
It's not there in the country. Front is still it's more standard 205/55/16. But to find a full matching set, that's where the problem is. That you have the matching pattern with the matching manufacturer. The wheels have to be restored. Going to the Carlson thing, the whole car got painted silver, brilliant silver, the classic Mercedes-Benz color. And then the stickering work happened, including wrapping the bonnet matte black.
We got a company in the UK, a guy in the UK, company called Livery Magic.
Correct.
Joshua,
Joshua,
I
yeah.
think it was.
Yeah.
So we collaborated with Joshua, and Joshua did the whole graphic work in the UK. He was, emailing us the details, and then we sort of froze on the stickering design. And then obviously based on that, he sent us the files, and then we recreated all of that and had it put on the car.
So once we got all the files from Joshua, then we made all the stickers over here based on that, and then proportionating the size of the sticker based on the car, placing it on the car as per the reference images and everything, and the videos and all that we had. So that's how we completed the car cosmetically, exterior wise. The biggest other change cosmetically is also the 4 CB lights,
Yeah.
right? So that is like the rallying,
they really stand out.
rallying
Yeah,
lights
absolutely.
you can think of. So that was another addition which was done to the car. And externally, the exhaust is straight piped. Again, rallying heritage.
Rally, exactly.
So
Yeah. So there were a lot of also parts that we had to import to get this completed. As you can see, the CB lights, that we wanted that period correct look, the interior, the seats and things like that,
Yeah.
to give it that racing feel. So a lot of those we got.
And I see you've added a roll cage as well.
yeah, so coming to the interior, so these OMP bucket seats with the harnesses were imported along with the OMP racing wheel, and the roll cage was developed in-house. The design was developed in-house, and then it was manufactured by one of our vendors. And also a custom rally switch panel was done over here. So you could see those 2 toggle switches for the CB lights.
Okay.
It has the rally style cutoff switch for the ignition.
Oh.
And you have the rally style trigger switch,
trigger
for,
switch
your,
with the-
for your starter and your engine start and the fuel pump start.
What about in the engine?
So
What
coming
have we done?
So coming to the engine side, the engine per se is stock, but we have done a custom 6x2 headers, equal length headers, and from the factory, this car is on mechanical fuel injection called as a Bosch K-Jetronic.
Yes.
For more additional power, as well as extreme bump in reliability and anytime starting, and also easier to run and reliably run on our modern E20 and E30 fuels.
Yes.
We have switched over to electronic fuel injection. So it has its own set of injector rails, injectors, air mass sensors, the whole works with a fully programmable WEMS ECU, which you can tune it, and it's a self-learning as well.
So that means it'll work with any kind of fuel we are using right now.
So as long as it's petrol.
yeah, of course.
Also, it's very responsive.
And the biggest gain that we have got, more than the power, is the throttle response. It's like immediate. So it just adds to that more driving fun factor, and it just and overall the response of the engine has changed completely.
I can bet this is going to be great fun to drive for sure.
So that was
Yeah.
one of the briefs as well when we were doing the project, was it shouldn't just look cosmetically right, but it should be a fun car to drive. The steering wheel, the throttle response, how it stops, the handling, all of those things were important to this, because again, I'm going to be driving this car quite a bit, and maybe even do some trips as we were discussing
yeah, of course.
on it. So I think that reliability factor definitely comes in.
Correct.
What were some of the challenges, Jatin?
So the challenges were to get the right design of the wheel arches to match with the wheels, because you don't want a wheel arch design to look too wide or too narrow or too in or too out. It just has to sit right.
Yeah.
And then especially at the back, whenever the wheel arches are made, some people, the mods are always like you keep the wheel in the line with your wheel arch. But since it's a rally build, and since it was used on rally, and since 123s from the factory have a lot of suspension travel from the factory, and the rear wheels don't move in a straight line up and down. They go down, go up and down in a curve fashion. So that's why you cannot keep the wheel in line with the arch. So the arch has to be slightly outer than the wheel line. So getting that factor right for the front and back was a key thing, and also ensuring while turning full lock to lock, the wheel doesn't touch anywhere.
Because while the arches were important and they had to be pronounced, because again that's the whole look
Yeah.
of this car. There were no specifications or anything that we could go by. You know, it was whatever research was either on the internet. You know, so we sort of
Yeah, I know we've been speaking about this for a while. I mean,
yeah.
you were mentioning a lot of.
So that was the biggest concern, and I think that took a lot of time.
Correct.
To, you know, think about it. How do we want to? How high are we going? How much how broad it should be? What's the gap? You know, all of those things were what we spent a lot of time.
Correct. Basically, it was all
doing.
on the fly,
Yeah.
right? So it's like you're envisioning, you're making a first mock on a piece of metal, putting it on the car by holding it by some pop rivets, ensuring how it's going to look, and once you're finalized and you know this is the right form, then comes that heart-wrenching moment of actually taking an angle grinder and cutting
cutting it.
the fender off.
Yeah.
And that was like that's the point of no return. You're not
Absolutely.
coming back from that.
Yeah, I think
It's like you have to
spoke
do
me
it now.
twice or thrice saying, "Are you sure this is? Are we clear on this?" Cut. So, yeah.
So that's where it came, and the most trickiest rear wheel arches to build was for the rear,
Yeah.
because this is a part of the body shell. The front
Absolutely.
fenders can come off because they are on bolts. This is a part of the whole body shell. So while making the wheel arch, we also had to ensure the stiffness of the body is not hampered. So not only the external arch had to be made and extended out, the internal arch also had to be made, extended and welded together again, and then again seam sealed. So
One,
no rust
one
and
never
water, anything is going.
understands what actually, I mean, one says I did a wheel arch, but you don't understand what actually goes behind
Correct.
it.
Yeah.
Correct.
And there's so much you have to think before
Correct,
getting
correct.
it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then also when you at times you make a wheel arch, generally people take it like straight and that's it. You can't do it on this car because you will end up hitting the wheel arch inside. So you have to like turn it with the arch.
Yeah. Also, I think on the chrome, you know, there was a lot of work that we did on the chrome,
Correct.
and it needed quite a bit. And as usual, our dear friend
And on
Alan-
that note, a huge shout out to Alan. He
Alan
knocked it
to
out
the
of the park
rescue.
again.
yeah,
Thanks to him, he knocked it out of the park again.
he did, and we discussed that, right? We were concerned about some of the parts, but then we
Correct.
said, but it's an Alan job.
It's an Alan job. You don't have to look at again. Once done, once it's done.
Yeah, very, very true.
The chrome looks brand new.
Yeah, I
Looks
mean,
In
like
fact, I'll tell you something. So this grill is a brand new grill. It's an MB genuine part. Now, if you see the chrome on this and see the chrome on bumper, the chrome done by Alan is far better than the brand new
Actually.
MB genuine chrome.
You're right.
And that's how good that his job is.
No, you are.
and this bumper needed a bit of work.
And
to be
both the
done.
front and rear bumpers needed work. So coming to the chrome bit, I forgot to show that this car came with a wrong bumper at the back. It had a
Okay.
sedan bumper. So
Oh.
difference between so people think, oh, it's just a 1, 2, 3, right? Everything is common between a sedan and a coupe and a station wagon. No, it is not. Except for the dashboard and the headlights and taillight, nothing else is the same. Not even the bonnet, not even the trunk, not even a single body panel is.
Really?
Yeah. So not even the bumper.
In fact, even I was surprised when Jatin told me this, that, you know, I was saying, I mean, 1, 2, 3 parts we can
Yeah.
just get from anywhere. He's like, no, it's not.
No,
it's
it is not.
like that.
Like for example, on a sedan, the whole bumper is a one-piece bumper.
That's
but
correct.
If see here, it's a three-piece.
Oh.
See, there's a joint piece here and joint piece there. Then coming to the sedan again, the sedan bumper at the back ends somewhere around here, and the coupe extends
That's
all the way
right.
till there. So this bumper was a sedan bumper before. So this extension part we had to fabricate, welded it
Okay.
onto the original bumper, make it smooth, then give it to Alan, and then he did his own magic to make it look like it's a original bumper off the start.
Not only quality, but also the timing, you know, in a
I
very
mean,
turnaround.
I think
quick
we
turnaround.
started off this project discussion that we have to start work on 6th of September,
Yeah, around there.
and today it's about 2 months and 17 or 16 days, give or take.
That's what I'm astonished with, and how quickly and what a fabulous job.
That's so important to a project, or for anyone who is getting
True.
into restoration, you know, because we all start off with so much energy and enthusiasm, and then once the timelines and things just go off, then
Yeah.
it just saps all the energy out of a project.
True, the whole excitement goes off. And
And you know, so that's what I was saying. Like with Jatin now, I mean, I've got a couple of projects, and I mean, I'm just going to work with him on those. Why? Because our budgeting, etc., we came bang on time. We were very clear, transparent. We did a lot of homework on what was needed and what the brief was, and he stuck to the timelines. You know, I mean, that's simple, but it's so rare.
No, that is. I
You
mean,
know, it's a collaborative sort of process as well. But normally, I say the client's responsibility should be to make the payments on time. Number one,
Absolutely.
and maybe if the decision is made that you have to import the parts, then you have to source the parts and make sure those come on time. Otherwise, again, the timelines could go off.
true.
But apart from that, you know, it's important to sit together and firm up things and
Correct.
be clear upfront.
I agree with you.
know,
Also, to just add to this,
Yeah.
as a restaurant, I would say it's also the client's responsibility to be equally involved in the project,
yeah, yeah.
emotionally and mentally. Then that makes it even more fun.
No, it's both ways, right? And I was having a conversation with Sumit as well. I said, what I like is that there's so much ownership on this that, you know, even when we were discussing, there were almost times when we were arguing when he would want it in some way and I might want it. So, you know, that level of ownership on doing the project is what ultimately translates into what the project sort of ends up being.
True, very
Like
true.
one such argument I remember about choosing the color. You were very firm that you wanted the smoke silver grey.
Yeah.
And I was very clear that's not going to happen, no matter what. It's going to be the brilliant silver.
You know, initially when we spoke about it about little over a month back,
Yeah.
and when he was telling me this, in my head I was like, no chance. Where's it going to get ready in 2 months?
Yeah.
I don't think it can get ready for 4 to 5 months minimum. But
Yeah.
well done, Jatin.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
No, absolutely. And I mean, we planned it for the event,
Yeah.
and straight after this, we are
Road trip.
driving to the event where we have to deliver the car, and tomorrow's the event.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, you know, great, and that's why it's been such a joy, right? The whole process has been
No,
so good, and to be involved in this. And the last couple of days, I tried to take a bit of a backseat because while it was being put together, I wanted to go away and then kind of see the final product. So today, when we did come, and the idea was to have it not visible,
not
but
visible.
I couldn't control myself. And
no, when we were driving, also in my head, I was trying to picture. I said, would it be like this? Would it be like this? Would it be like this? I mean, I kept thinking.
so great. So thank you, Jatin.
Thank you so much, sir, for
Thank
giving
you.
the opportunity.
Thank you. No, enjoyed it. And like I said, now you're part of Buggy Khana.
Thank you.
A lot of new projects for us to do together.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Great
Thank
job,
you.
Jatin. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Thanks, Dhruv, for being here.
My
And
absolute pleasure,
we're
sir.
going to be driving
Yes.
in the event together tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Yeah, great. So thank you, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this car. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope to show you how she drives tomorrow when we participate, and that will possibly be in the following episode. So thank you very much for watching the Buggy Khana, and we will see you shortly. Thank you.